Well, welcome everybody. I turned off the intro because for some reason on my end, it keeps freezing. And then on your end, you keep seeing it. I couldn't even get through the intro without a technical difficulty today. So this is already going splendidly. Thank you all for being here. This is our Tuesday Channel Audit live stream. Rob is out this week, but don't worry, you're in hands. They're not great hands, as you can tell, but they're adequate. You're in adequate hands. Your channels are going to be just fine. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you to audit your channels. But don't worry, I'm not alone. You are saved because we have El Jefe here. El Jefe's here. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Was the intro freezing for you?
The motion didn't, but the music restarted for me. I was like, what the heck? So
I had to restart it because I thought everything froze.
That's all right. That's all right. We got this, man.
I don't think we do. I think the stream is wrapping up here pretty soon, actually.
I believe in confidence, man.
And then special guest host today, joining us once again, Mr. Alan Spicer.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome, Alan. How are you?
I'm alive. It's always a good thing. I'm looking a little bit short on camera. I just adjust it. I can just measure it via the height of my grey hair.
It's perfect. Let me ask you, for everybody here who may not know, tell everyone a little bit about you, what you do on YouTube, where they can find you.
I'm Alan Spicer. My name's there. I can finally point correctly on camera. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Alan Spicer, where I teach YouTube, I consult YouTube, do tutorials, I share my life. And I've got a second channel, which is The Crypto Rookie, in which I teach you everything about, well, kind of crypto, telling you, going through cryptocurrencies, how I'm performing since the start of the year. The bull market is coming to a close in the next 6 to 8 weeks right now. And I'm available at alanspicer.com for any of your needs, your advertising, your branding, to bombard me with spam. It's where I tend to live right now, in spam folders. And it's great. But yeah, I'm fairly easy to get hold of these days.
There you go. If you Google Alan Spicer, you can't miss him. You've ranked well for that term, actually. Alan
Spicer and YouTube certified expert. I do quite well with those ones as well.
Now Alan just needs a line of spices so he can have Alan Spicer spices, and then he'll own all of the Google SEO for that.
Yeah, salt, pepper. Yeah, it's just one of those. It's great. It's great.
So thank you all for joining us. Every week we bring you our Channel Audit live stream, and if you haven't already, there is a form down below where you can submit your channels to be randomly selected. In the second half of the live stream, we will be going through and randomly picking channels to audit, and one of them could be yours. We've also pre-selected some channels, which will be the first half of this live stream. Before we go any further, though, we want to give you a 60-second explainer just to let you know how this is all going to shake out.
Welcome to the vidIQ Channel Audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this.
So there you go. You're now well aware of how this is all going to go. And before we get started, there's a few other things we need to talk about. Right now at the bottom of the screen, you'll see an offer scrolling down at the bottom. Today's the very last day to take advantage of this offer, so I just got to point it out. You get 30% off of vidIQ Boost. I believe 3 months of vidIQ Boost. So please go to the link down below to take advantage of that. This is literally the last day we're running the promo. So we won't be talking about it tomorrow because you will have missed out. So go check that out. It's down below. And then the other thing we did before we got started today, and I just got to show you guys this, I took a poll asking our chat, everybody here, if they would like their channel audited. And to my surprise, it's kind of weird, but 36% said, nah, I'm just here to watch. 32% thanks, but I'm already the best. And then 32% said that's okay, maybe another time. So I guess we're done here.
Yeah, right. I like the confidence though. I like the confidence of the thanks, I'm already the best. Like,
it's true. We've done the work already. You know, this is the shortest live stream ever. No, 280 responses, more than they're currently here. So I know everyone's had their chance to have their voice heard. And whether or not you want your channel audited, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. It's kind of weird that no one was into it, but every time we do this, we pick the very first channel who managed to submit on the form first once we posted the live stream. And the first channel we'll be auditing today is called How to Meme. They have 118 subscribers. And, you know, for a meme channel, I'm already pretty impressed with the level of consistency in all of the branding and the thumbnails. Let's start with El Jefe. What do you think?
Well, let me take a look. I'm going to blow the screen up a little bit so I can see it a little bit cleaner here. So it looks like they haven't posted a lot from what I can tell. So 2 months ago, and then we've got what, a total of 9 videos here, if I can count correctly. So it looks like they're kind of just getting started. We probably got to work on that consistency a little bit. But overall, I like kind of where they're going. Obviously, they're going off of memes or trending topics, which is a smart play. Usually you don't see these types of views, you know, 2,000 views here, 15,000 views there, 12,000 views there, on a channel with 100 subscribers. Like that's very abnormal. So it is a smart play if they can become consistent and kind of keep that quality going. Whether they're shorts or not, I mean, you know, it's still the smart play to do that. But I think, yeah, consistency is going to be key here.
Definitely. It is interesting because, yeah, it looks like some of these are playing when I scroll over them, and they are, in fact, vertical videos under a minute. So these are shorts. But if you were consistent with your production of these shorts, they'll continue to get a steady viewership. You'll continue to earn returning viewers. And then eventually, when you do go back to making widescreen videos, you'll find that as long as they're consistent with what you were doing in shorts, a lot of those returning viewers would be willing to come back. This has been something that not just me, but other creators have tested, and it has worked for them as well. So with shorts, consistency is key. Alan, what's jumping out at you?
My first notice is you're looking at 2 months, 2 months, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 days. If you're going to break in and start a new channel, consistency is key. Even if this means that you constantly hunt on Google Trends, or heaven forbid, this is a suggestion that I'd never normally suggest, but subscribe to something like Drama Alert. Also, I feel dirty. It's right in the back of my throat. Because you seem to be leaning on drama memes, KSI and Impulsive, Jake Paul, right? So if you want to lean in on drama and memes within the YouTube community, then you might be able to tap out of that kind of area in itself was populating videos. The gap between the videos may be the consistency problem. Now, I understand YouTube treats each video uploaded with its own little metrics, but we also find that 3 weeks within the YouTube world is a lot of time for people to forget that you exist. Oh, okay, there's another. Okay, well, they may find somebody else that's more consistent with their memeing, and they lean that way. That's why channels like Drama Alert are so prevalent, because they'll talk about anything on a regular basis consistently, and then they get stuck in your head, in your feed, in your suggested algorithm. Otherwise, yeah, you're touching on things that are hot. Clearly, when the KSI and Impulsive and the Woodley versus Jake Paul, brilliant. I mean, Jake Paul's just had a fight, 4 days, but he admits that he can't. As far as I'm aware, they fought last night or 2 nights ago. I've been laying in bed recovering from a hernia up, right? So there could have been a follow-up, or you can meme. But yeah, consistency is key. Within 2 months, if you was publishing like 1 video a week, at bare minimum, you should have had more than this. So just keep showing him out, keep tapping into something trending, and you should do fine.
Definitely more content. Sometimes for some channels, like you're getting for 118 subscribers some really decent views here. Just imagine where you'd be right now if you were able to post once a week at the minimum. Now, I'm always one to encourage people to do what they can, but if you're coming to us for advice, consistency does play a role here. So definitely keep that in mind, and thank you for submitting your channel. We'll move on to the first gaming channel that was able to submit on our forum, the very first one, and they are SoPro with 309 subscribers, and their value proposition is new video every week. Well, let's see if that holds true, and it does not. We have 43 views from a week ago, and then 39 views from 3 weeks ago. And it looks like 3 weeks ago you were on a roll, and something went wrong somewhere in between these two videos. So
looks like if you aggregate them, yeah, you know, there's a few. Unfortunately, that's what I find with some channels. They're able to bulk record. They get excited about their content and they just can't contain it, and then they just put it on the internet as fast as possible. And forgetting that, oh, okay, I may have recorded 5 videos today, but I might not be able to record another video for another 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah.
So what I would suggest, and this is, now listen, a lot of people who find your videos out there in the wild aren't going to see your channel banner. So I'm aware of that. However, this is more of a mindset thing. When your value proposition, the thing that makes you unique on YouTube, is new video every week, you're not really doing enough to stand out from the crowd. So I would encourage you to change this. If not for people who are finding you on YouTube, change it for yourself. Change it for something that makes you unique. It's super vital, especially in the Minecraft space, to stand out from the crowd. And this is a promise that most Minecraft creators are able to keep, and more. Some of them are uploading daily, in fact. So it's kind of like filler at this point. It's like new video every week because I just want to put something here. So I would figure out, once you have this figured out, that's when everything else starts to make sense. Because the next thing I wanted to go into was the fact that you have shorts that have kind of taken off here. If we sort by most popular, it looks like you have been sticking to Minecraft, so the consistency in the game itself is there, and you've got thousands of views on a number, where's my magnifying glass, on a number of these Minecraft shorts. Things are moving along for you really well, but there's still, what I'm not getting is what's the theme, I guess, of the channel. Because like I was talking about a minute ago with the returning viewers, if you're looking to really get some velocity behind your channel, you can still use shorts to do that. And I'm going to bring up BlockFacts right now. I always go to this example. BlockFacts is very unique because all of his shorts were about facts in Minecraft, different blocks, different things like that. Millions of views. You've probably heard of this channel before. And eventually, BlockFacts noticed that most of his views were coming from browse features. He didn't have to wait for the short shelf to promote his content anymore because he had that many returning viewers. And after that scale tipped, he decided to test making 10-minute videos in standard widescreen format, so not shorts. 2 million, let's see, sorry, I always forget this. 2.8 million views, 3.7 million views, 6 million views. So BlockFacts is pretty much done with vertical format videos, it looks like, at this point. And now the channel is monetized and probably making a good bit of money from AdSense. And this is all thanks to just a strategy of consistency. Every time you saw a BlockFacts short, you knew what you were going to get because there was a theme behind them. And that's what I would encourage any creator to do in any scenario, but especially in the Minecraft community where there are so many people trying to take bites out of that apple. Does anyone have anything to add to SoPro before we move on?
My only advice here, it's a personal pet peeve, is YouTube prefers you to keep people on the platform, and the one link that's in your banner pushes to a Discord server rather than a subscribe link and a clear call to action. You'll be amazed how many people subscribe from your channel page. In the past, it's been, I've done some research myself, it's around about as much as 80% leading up to your first 1,000 subscribers that will engage with your homepage and either watch a video directly or click to subscribe. So if you're pushing people off the platform, they may never come back. They may disappear to your Discord and not subscribe at all. So I always suggest that most prominent link has a clear call to action and an auto subscribe link where you click on it and it subscribes. It doesn't just load your web page; it loads the subscribe option. Yes, please, and then you've retained them rather than them hopping there with their goldfish memory and maybe never coming back.
This is a really good point you bring up, because I have my own feelings about starting a Discord server when you have 310 subscribers. And I don't mean to go on a tangent about this, but I feel like maybe a lot of creators need to hear this. When you open up your community, when you start to broaden outside of YouTube, it's advisable. It's something that's good to do. But I would caution you, from my own experience, I would caution you to not do that too early, because what ends up happening, what happened to me, is that I had, a few hundred like people that would watch my videos on a regular basis, which means I had about 20 loyal, like really like fans of the content. They joined the Discord, and they joined it so early, they all formed this like really tight bond, right? And then as the server grew and people started to come in, they weren't really welcomed, because the server had been around for so long and those 20 people had bonded so much that they weren't really welcoming the new people into the community. I kind of feel like I started my Discord too soon. So I would just, you already started your Discord, so I would just be careful to make sure that you are, when someone new joins, you welcome them. Take the time to do that. And that brings me to my second point, which is YouTube is already a very big time commitment. And when you start going onto other social platforms, those require their own time commitments to succeed, to grow, and to be nurtured. So just anytime you start something, if you start an Instagram that's going to go along with your YouTube channel, or a Twitter or something like that, if you want it to grow, if you want it to be active, that takes more of a time commitment on your part, which is less time you have to make videos. And I think so early on in YouTube, it's important to really just focus in on the content. So that is my last bit of advice for all of you. I suppose if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next one.
Sure.
Yeah.
But wait, I have something to say now. This is one of my favorite vidIQ tools. This is vidIQ, by the way, and you can download our Chrome extension. It's linked down below. If you didn't want to take advantage of the deal that ends today, the 30% off 3 months, you can at least download it for free. You can actually get it free for 30 days if you're a new customer, and you unlock our whole suite of tools. And one of my favorite ones is our preview and search results tool. I have Rob's new video up here, which is doing fantastic, and I wanted to show you how it might work. You can use this before you publish your video, but if you have a thumbnail and a title and you're like, how's this going to look against all the other people ranking for this right now? Type in the thing you think people are going to search for, not your title. You could, but I typed in YouTube monetization in this case, because that's what this video is about, getting monetized. And if you're searching for it, realistically, you're not going to type a lot of words. And if I hit preview and search results, we get to see all the different videos that already rank for this term. And before yours is even published, now we did publish ours, so that's why it's actually here towards the top. But before yours is even published, you get to look at it and go, huh, does my thumbnail and does my title stand out amongst some of the biggest players in the space? Am I happy with the way this looks? And this gives you an opportunity to do a little bit of testing of titles and thumbnails before you publish your video. And there's different ways, different formats. You can look at this. You can see your thumbnail really tiny on a tablet or even a mobile device. You can check it against the home screen and compare it either against your competitors or just random videos. What does my video look like when someone logs into YouTube in the morning, and how is it going to stack up against all these other videos that could be on the home feed? Well, with this bright blue background and big green dollar sign, I'm actually really happy with the way this thumbnail looks. If I'm Rob, it's probably exactly what I did, and then settled on that thumbnail because I knew I was making the right choice. So just one of my favorite tools here at vidIQ. Links are down below. Let's move on, though, to our next pre-selected channel, which is called Tech Anorak. Maybe I'm pronouncing that correctly. They are a tech channel with 153 subscribers. And as we scroll through here, we see, I would say, quite a bit of content just in the last few days. It looks like they've been going really hard with maybe some shorts and some longs mixed in. We'll start with Alan. What are you noticing?
Okay. Initially, my concern would be the thumbnails. Even if you have got shorts, they're still going to show up in browse. They're still going to show up on homepage. And if you're lucky enough with search, it's still going to arrive in search. And if I was to not know the channel at all, I'm like, that's a phone. Immediately, the first one, the Google Pixel. I don't know Google Pixel. and just looking at the thumbnail alone, it just looks like a smartphone. And then next to it, there's a smartphone with a price, but it doesn't tell me, okay, it's a Google, right? And then the next one, there's a dude's head. That you need some consistent style, whether it's branding, whether it's font, and then you're looking at the font in itself. There's second row down, third video in, tech anorak, okay, and then unless you've got a little zoomy magnifying glass, it's the Nord versus the Google Pixel 4a. There's a lot of orange text on there. It's way too small. It's cut off in the bottom right hand corner. Rather than phone, rather fittingly, I'm obviously red and blue, phone versus, and then like Pixel, Nord. It's just, yeah. You nail the branding, it's fine. But it just looks a bit messy. And when it comes to the shorts, they're completely indistinguishable in any form of normal browser.
Yeah, some of these look like they're from a different channel too. There's a lot of inconsistency, and I like sometimes they're using like memes in their thumbnails, and you have to imagine if this popped up in your home feed while you were logging into YouTube for the first time that day, and you were subscribed to this channel, you might not realize this is a video from that tech creator you subscribe to, which is always an issue, because if YouTube is seeing that your new video, your new upload isn't bringing in the clicks, it automatically starts promoting it less. Yep. And there's always a recovery window. You can always try and update that thumbnail, update that title for the next wave of viewers that are going to be logging in later that day. I've tested this myself recently. I've had to change a lot of titles and thumbnails, and it's been working really well. So yeah, Jeff, what are you seeing?
No, I agree. You know, what we're doing here with, and not to harp on them too much, but just the thumbnail consistency across the board, but also the thumbnail strategy behind what they're doing. And I can see where some of the design elements that, I mean, I'm intimately familiar with a ton of tech channels, so I look at a lot of different thumbnails and I kind of see where he's getting some of the ideas from. But the text on the thumbnails really bothers me. And not in the general sense, but why would tech anorak be the biggest lettering on your thumbnail? That's not what people are looking for. They're looking for the product. Mm-hmm. So if anything, and you don't even have to use the entire product's name in the thumbnail. That's what the title is for. So you could just take the logos of OnePlus, the logo of Google, and put that on the thumbnail, and just keep it super simple with the verses in the middle if you wanted to do something like that. The less is more approach. I've said that multiple times on multiple streams. Just keep it simple, less than 3 words, huge bold text, and there really is no reason to have your name on a thumbnail unless the video is literally about you. Mm-hmm. Then there's no reason to have your name in the thumbnail. Furthermore, you really don't have to have your face on a thumbnail in the tech niche. You can. You don't have to. I would suggest trying both and seeing which one works best. In my instance, on my own channel, not using my face worked better. So that's the way that I ended up going. But for some people, you know, having to show their face, you know, it is what works. But I would definitely experiment with that. If I were you, that would be exactly what I would be doing.
I admire the drive. He's clearly willing to pump out the content.
For sure.
Great. That's one of the first hurdles anyone like slaps up against. As long as it's not the cat's tail in your video. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's fine. We're getting more views. Just the cat lovers are going wild. As long as you're churning out the content, that's good. Because to quote one of my favorite educators, Roberto Blake, you need to go out and make 100 bad videos to learn how to improve. And if you improve one little bit at a time, like every time, then you'll be 100 times better by the end of your 100th video.
Yeah, I agree completely, because that's literally the approach that I took, where I think it was maybe I was like 15 maybe ish videos in, where I heard that approach, like, listen, try to improve one small thing with every video and watch what happens over time. So I was like, okay, can I improve my audio? In the next video, can I improve my lighting a little bit? Next video, can I improve the way that I speak or the way that my stuff is positioned in the video, like my scripting kind of deal? Can I improve my B-roll? Every little thing counts. And then when you start fast forwarding to 200, 300 videos in, 400 videos in, it makes a huge difference. Those little incremental upgrades over time, and your skill set improves, that it definitely gets better. And I think Tech Anorak has good potential here. I think there's just some tightening up that needs to happen, a little bit of maturing with their skill set with the thumbnails and stuff, but definitely potential here to do something very, very good in the tech niche.
I wanted to click into the content. We don't normally do this, but I was just really curious to see what they were kind of working with, because sometimes the thumbnails do look like a still shot from the video, and with the very little editing, just like we see here on the right. This is another vidIQ tool, by the way. Being able to see the thumbnail of the video you're looking at is really helpful for research. You can always toggle it, though, if you don't want to see it. And even in this big format right here, and listen, even with using a magnifying glass, I would say that $2.99, just buy it, is one, a really clickable thing to say, but two, impossibly hard to read, given the yellow orange text, and stuffed right there in the corner. So I would have taken a little more time on this thumbnail. I would have taken this box, perhaps, because it does say Pixel 4a on it, and make it take up an absurd amount of the screen, and then with white bold text, $2.99 with the dollar sign.
Yeah.
And that right there would have been a much more, I think, impactful thumbnail. You don't really need your own branding on it or anything like that. What you're trying to do is send the message of, this phone is affordable, and I'm going to tell you why you should buy it. It's amazing, you know. And the other thing you did is that you repeated the text in the thumbnail in your title, which is wasted real estate, because I already know, because of the thumbnail, that's what drew me in. It was $2.99. Now, what's the value of watching the video? Get Pixel 4a out of the front of your title and instead say, top 5 reasons to buy this phone today. Google Pixel 4a. Make that the last thing. And you don't need to repeat this part, because you already put it in your thumbnail. So just some general advice. And the last thing I would say is, as you're leveling up, we've just given you a lot of homework right there. But once you kind of feel comfortable doing all those things, I would work on the actual presentation of your video itself. As I'm just scrubbing through, I know it's a little hard to see. Look how much time goes by where not much is happening. We're about minute 40 in before you actually put your hand in and grab the phone and show us something. And that is where B-roll can come in. It takes more time, of course, but if you spend some time filming yourself, playing with the phone, taking some beauty shots and things like that, you have something really eye-catching as you're giving this presentation at the beginning of maybe you're saying why you picked up the phone, what made you excited about it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you're showing different clips of the phone itself and what people can expect. But there's a lot of things happening here that, you know, look how much time goes by and we get back to the phone just in the box, just kind of laying side by side. And then I would say about 4 or 5 minutes in is when it gets really interesting. You're picking it up and you're showing us stuff. So all things to keep in mind. All of this impacts your retention and gets people to, you know, click off your video early. And those are all the wrong signals to YouTube. So other than that, for 3 months in, you've uploaded a ton of videos and managed to get 153 subscribers, which I would imagine a lot of folks here have been, you know, getting over 100 subscribers is probably something people here have been struggling with. So you're doing a lot right in that regard. It's just time to kind of level things up all around. We can move on unless there's anything else anyone wanted to add.
No, we're good.
All right. If you ever see me looking to the other side here, it's because they're all over there for me. I have to crane my neck to see.
That's right.
I believe, Jeff, you picked this channel. It's Sports Within Sports. I love the channel name. They have almost 2,000 subscribers. Tell us about Sports Within Sports.
Well, I thought it was kind of interesting because when I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, sports channel. What caught my eye was their very eye-grabbing thumbnails. But the other thing that caught my attention, if you want to click on the third one, is Shohei Ohai. I want you to see this. See that?
You're talking about this character here.
Yeah. So it's a faceless channel, but he has an avatar. That's what kind of caught my attention. I was like, oh, okay. So this is something that's a little bit different. So that's what really caught my attention. But he's got some of the fundamentals going pretty well for a channel that's just, you know, kind of getting started. Even though he's over 1,000 subscribers, you know, we're still playing in the minor leagues, so to speak here. But I like the fact that they're doing something different. So instead of being a fully faceless channel, he's got an avatar that has, you know, facial expressions and does different things. So it sort of reminds me of the VTuber genre, but brought over to a different niche on YouTube, which I thought was, you know, pretty interesting. in my opinion. And some of the videos are pretty good. They're pretty well narrated. I think he probably needs whoever the narrator is, if it is the creator himself, needs a bit more practice, but that gets better over time. The more videos you put out, the better you become. So that'll definitely start tightening up, especially when you start tightening up your scripting. It definitely gets better that way as well. But overall, I thought it was a very interesting channel just from that perspective. And then also doing sports news can be really good, especially if it's not just one sport because of seasonality. So, covering all sports or multiple sports or even the most popular ones is something that's a smart play, because you can always follow trends, whether it's around drafts or trades or injuries or what's going on, if there's championships going on. So it's definitely something where sports do trend. Like, that's something that does happen. We saw recently in soccer or football, depending on where you are in the world, where we saw some channels that were doing really good around the trade of I forgot the guy that just went over to England from Spain. I can't remember his name. I don't follow, but we saw some videos that were blowing up. Absolutely, Alan knows what I'm talking about. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the return of Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester United.
Nice.
He's come home after I don't know, 7 years, 12 years.
Yeah, but there's some viral videos around that. Like, people were like, people are eating. Put it that way. People are eating because of that news. So yeah.
I gotta ask you guys. I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know enough about sports channels to say, but are we worried about the amount of content that's used from the games themselves, or do you think this is transformative enough to not be of concern? Because I noticed that there's different clips here. There's text. I know there's certainly narration over this content, but all the B-roll is literally from network television, from the broadcast itself. Is this a concern, or do you think that this is something I'm just worried about and it wouldn't be a big deal?
I believe there could be rights issues going forward.
Yeah.
But if you understand that and you monetize externally, you may never get monetized on YouTube, and you may struggle with the odd copyright strike, right? But if you funnel people into, if you really like this, we do have a Discord community. If you really like this, and be flat out honest, I can't be monetized on this platform, but if you go to my Patreon, we have weekly live streams where we chat about this specific sport, or we hang out, or you could then lean in and monetize that way. Alternatively, yeah, in the long run, try and make it more newsy, in which then fair use is fine, and understand that the more video footage you use, the more hot water you could be in. Because especially in America, they really go out for rights. We have the same problem with the Premier League football, and you can't even mention the Olympic word on most videos without them being seriously aggressive. And it's all about who owns what, who owns the right to people, and branding. So yeah, just be careful. If you want to do news, then have a look at how Philip DeFranco does it. For example, he'll talk, he'll have a square, he'll reference it, or he'll make his own graphic work to throw over it, that kind of thing. And he'll use a small clip in a 10-15 minute video, rather than making all of the B-roll, which is somebody else's intellectual property.
Yeah.
If
you're talking over it, yeah, you need to be very, very careful.
Yeah, and accreditation is key too. Making sure you're putting, footage courtesy of, or things of that nature, which, we see a lot of the news channels on YouTube, the smart ones. That's what they're doing. They're putting, in the corner, footage courtesy of NBC or whatever, Yeah.
Right. So the last thing I was going to add here was just the fact that in the last month, you've had a couple videos that, went a little bit viral for the size of your channel. And I would be digging into these. I would be looking at the different data points, seeing maybe in search the terms that brought these videos front and center, seeing, was the retention better? I'd be studying the videos that are on the top of your list here from the last month or so. Even 6 months ago, you had one breakout here, and try and figure out what it is. What can you do to double down on it? Maybe it's because you cover a litany of sports. It's not just baseball, but sometimes you bring in basketball and other sports like that. Now, this basketball video did good, but the baseball videos certainly did better. So I don't know. These are the things I would be looking at if I was trying to figure out how can I double down, how can I get more videos right there at 13,000 views in a month's time, because that's fantastic. Other than that, unless you guys have anything to add, I do wish this channel luck. I think they're doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely. I think the only thing I would actually add would be they should probably use their community tab a bit more, be a little more effective around using that. They haven't used it in a couple months. So that's something that for everyone, anybody who's got access to the community tab, usually channels that are above 1,000 subscribers, you get access to the community tab. Make use of it. Polls and pictures drive a ton of engagement. If you can get somebody to just engage with those, polls or pictures or likes or comments, whatever, odds are your content is going to start being shown to them in their browse feed. So take advantage of it, and here's the beauty of the community tab. You can schedule them. So on Sunday night, you can sit there and you can write out 3 posts, you can schedule them out, and you don't have to worry about it the rest of the week. So let it happen on autopilot. I do mine that way, but I also, if something pops up like today, Jabra announced that they have a new headset coming out. So I decided to jump in my own community tab and, do an update there. But, you always have the flexibility to add more, but my scheduled ones are still ready to go.
That's
you can also
fantastic.
use the community tab to pump previous content. It doesn't have to be the latest video.
True.
If you've got something that's there, then attach it to maybe a poll, send them over, re-spark some more interest in a product that is relevant, and then or push them down a rabbit hole playlist where they're not just watching one, they're watching 5 videos because they're all related, and then go from there.
Yep.
I want to show you our community tab because we try to use it every single day, and we are doing just that. We are promoting the live stream in the community tab right now. We're celebrating success in our community tab, but we also make the community tab about you guys, our audience, where we poll you on different topics. And I would say one of the biggest mistakes creators make is not doing enough of this stuff. It is your community, and it is okay to make a post where you're saying, what do you guys think? Should I do a video about this or this next? But you want your community tab to be a little more diverse, and you want to treat these a little more like content, like any other piece of content, like a video. You make your videos for your audience. You should do more community posts for your audience to get them involved. And that is exactly how we're doing it here. Do you want to make your thumbnail and write your title? Or wait, do you make your thumbnail? Sorry, I read it wrong. You get the point. And then we still save time to self-promo as well. So we use our community tab for both, and we ask you guys questions, and we do a little more promo, and you kind of get the idea. So mix it up, and you'll notice that you get quite a lot of engagement on things that are for your audience. And when your audience interacts with this, just like a video, they get more of them. So keep that in mind, and use your community tab if you can every single day. Like Jeff said, Sunday night, schedule a week's worth of posts. And it's a really, really powerful tool. All right. So next up, we have our Discord server. Now, that is linked down below. You can join the server full of creators just like yourselves and get all kinds of advice on things such as thumbnails. That's what this channel is you're looking at right now, where folks are posting their thumbnails and asking for feedback. You can kind of tell it was cut off right here, but Rugged Eagle posted the thumbnail and, updated it with the Lego Star Wars logo in the corner. And basically, this is everybody workshopping their ideas and getting some feedback. But the whole Discord is like this, where people are posting different things. Maybe they're sharing their achievements or saying, I'm thinking of a title for this video. It's about this. What do you guys think? A lot of collaboration. People aren't spamming links to their videos because that wouldn't get you anywhere anyway, except the boot from the server. So don't do that. And every week, what happens is our community manager, Dan, picks out somebody who's been extra helpful, and they don't see it coming, but all of a sudden they find themselves getting an audit because they've been an awesome member of our community. And today it is Ploppy54.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Tuesday Channel Audit live stream. I'm your host, Rob, and we've already started.
Yeah, you are very late.
Oh, I do apologize. Hey, Alan, how you doing? Jeff, cool as always. My light's just turned itself off, which is brilliant. Dan, the reason I'm here is because you did a an awful job making an absolute hash of the intro. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it wrong, do it completely wrong so that the video stops and the live stream completely cuts out. You tried to rescue it, and I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of you. You should have just embraced the failure and gone all in and just cut the live stream after 2 minutes. The second reason I'm here is because I did a live stream poll, and 66% of you wanted a bit more Rob. Apparently, 23% of you have never heard of me, which is very worrying. Very, very worrying. And then for the 11% of you who hate me, here I am. If you want to know where I am, I'm traveling right now. So I'm in a makeshift studio. Some highlights of this studio include the Paddington Bear curtains up here, which are awesome.
Oh.
There's some random washing here. I don't know if any of that's incriminating to me. And I think there's lots of burned CDs from games from like 20 years ago. So Dan, if you wanted to put me on full screen again, I think this is a perfect opportunity for memes of the week. If you do want to meme me right now, for the 69% of you who do love me, then get on with it. Hashtag channel audits. And the final thing is that I think we have 325 people watching right now. So if that number goes down by the end of a live stream, I will officially retire. It's a lot of pressure for both all of you as a community and for Dan if it means that I retire. But there we are. Sorry, Dan, for completely interrupting the live stream. Do carry on.
Oh man, Rob, blink twice if you need to. If you're being held hostage there, man. It look like you're in a clandestine location.
Should I hold up my hostage sign? Yeah.
I like how he scolds me about the intro and then busts into the stream, breaking after we get smooth sailing, and then like the Kool-Aid man, you just bust in here. Oh yeah.
I should also warn everyone as well. I'm on wireless internet right now, so I may drop out at any point or sound like a robot. And yeah, my light is just conked out 3 minutes after signing. Anyway, I'll try and get this fixed so you can see me in better light. What channel are we looking at here, Dan?
Ploppy54. They've been an awesome Discord community member, helping out all kinds of folks, and so they were picked at random. They may not even want their channel audited, but it's here now, so you get to audit it.
Dan, can you just do us a quick favor? Can you just zoom in a little bit on the browser, because it'll minimize the nav bar to the left hand side and then make the thumbnails a little bit bigger. Because I can't
was zoomed in.
see
Okay,
it.
here we go.
More. Do it more. Watch what happens. There you go. Look
yeah.
at that as a little trick.
Well, now I got to redo it for every single tab, but that's good.
no, it does it for. It should do it for all of them.
Yeah,
They're already set though. Anyway, so here's what we're looking at. We have a video up as of 2 hours ago, and they're also doing live streams, I would say about once a week. So we have now the magnifying glass isn't coming up. Here we go. This was streamed 2 days ago. We have a video with 32,000 views. It's not a short. Best mod ever, Mass Effect Expanded.
nice.
A lot of positive signals here. 16,000 views, 5 mistakes every Renegade Mass Effect player makes. There's a lot of positive signals here. I'm trying not to go first. I did think Rob did want to jump in, but it seems like he's very distracted with his light.
Yeah, I'm fixing my lights right now.
He's trying to figure out how his former bedroom
Well-
works and what his plugs work.
Well, here's a quick tip, right? Sorry to go completely off topic, but this is why you should get decent lighting. So just give me a sec.
Yep.
I honestly don't think that's his native bedroom, because that's nowhere. That's way too bright for Yorkshire. That's horrific.
Oh no,
No.
that's worse.
So can you see how I look horrible and yellow and the lighting is terrible? This
Yeah.
is why you should never use the lights in your house. You should always buy something, because you end up looking like a washed out zombie of some kind. So that's this top light. Watch what happens when I get this light working again. Carry on.
Okay.
Well, Mass Effect, man. One thing I will say about Mass Effect that's also an aside from this actual channel is I'm glad that it got better, because the first one was rough, but that game has definitely improved, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. But in Ploppy 54's case here, I like that they've got their strategy down on the thumbnails. I don't know if you're noticing that on the regular videos, they're doing this purple and on the live streams they're going green. So there's sort of got this differentiation. When you see it, you know that it's something different. So I kind of like what I'm seeing with that there. Let's see here. Install a lot. Okay, so they're doing even some tutorials. So there's how to install, and then 5 reasons not to cure listicles and stuff. And look at that, 20,000 views on a 5 reasons not to cure. So you got to love those listicles, man. Whatever it is, you know, if it's top 5 this, or, you know, top 5 weapons or stuff like that, man, that stuff just, dude, it's such a phenomenon on YouTube. I freaking love it. Top 5 lists for whatever. Doesn't matter what it is, man. It could be ghost videos. It could be earthquakes. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. People just flock to those kinds of videos.
Yeah. I would say gaming channels, this is something to really take note of here. Notice the thumbnails, how they're very clear when there's text used. It's not really copying the title per se. It's something interesting that catches your eye. Kill her? And we got someone laying on the ground. This is the kind of thing that gets people to stop scrolling, and then they read the title, how to kill so-and-so in Mass Effect, rare scene. So a rare scene, something people aren't really going to see a whole lot of. I do like that it says spoiler warning, but the thumbnail kind of spoils the result. maybe there's other things that are, you know,
to blur the face, I guess, right?
Like I had a friend the other day. I'm not gonna pull up the channel because I have no right to do that. But I had a friend the other day who made a video where they were doing a character creation in a game. But they showed, that was the whole video, and they showed the finished results. So I kind of knew what was coming as I was watching the video because I saw the finished character in the thumbnail already. And I let them know that, and they're like, oh, that's a good point. You know, and they changed their thumbnail as a result. So it's like little things like that. Sometimes you don't want to, you know, blow it, right? You want to keep a little bit of secrecy there. But overall, it seems like you obviously have a pattern here of success. And you're trying different things, which I love to see. And I don't mean the live streams. I mean, so you have these breakout videos. Every time you do a video about like 5 mistakes, these listicles, they go nuts. And then you use this momentum, and then you try something a little bit different. 42,000 views is not bad. And then sometimes it doesn't work out too well. Modding Mass Effect, I guess you interviewed somebody. It was a long video. It got less than 1,000 views. So you did try something new. It didn't quite go. And then back to 5 reasons to do something, 20,000 views. And then you have this interesting one where somebody's singing, and that didn't resonate. You know, that didn't do too well. But again, you took the risk. And listen, that did not impact the channel's overall performance. They didn't tank their channel because they tried something new and it didn't quite work out the right way. Kept going, and just a few weeks ago, we have a 16,000 view video right here, 5 mistakes. And there you go. So you found the thing on your channel that's going to consistently get you, you know, a massive amount of views for your subscriber size. The next thing you need to work on is retaining those returning viewers, trying to find different patterns in your analytics. These live streams are a great community builder. These are going to, you know, I think help the channel over time, because someone who watched this 32, like one of these 32,000 people was new. And one of those people got this live stream in their recommended feed when you were live. And that's the kind of thing we're trying to do, is that snowball effect. What's wrong?
My light went out again.
Your on the road setup is not all it's
I set it on the evil villain angle because I can't put it anywhere else, which is really annoying. I can do it about there.
Bounce it off a wall or something. That way it won't be so direct.
There.
Yeah, and then you can turn it up. You could turn it up a little bit, and it won't be so harsh.
I see Jeff there with the knowledge bomb. Is this just going to be like channel audits spliced with a bit of me trying to get my studio set up?
Let's check in on Rob.
How is now from the struggle bus?
Yeah, Ploppy's channel's really good, by the way. Move on.
All right. Well, we have our Twitter submission next, which I'm afraid we'll never get to. But our community manager, Dan, once again, with different questions to try and get you to win a channel audit. So the winner here, so the question was, tell us your best tip for YouTube growth. Favorite answer gets an audit. And Bar6 Stories 1, optimization, orderliness, consistency, and so on are good, but the basis of it all, do what you like, no matter what or whoever. Because if you adapt to someone's ideas or successes, then you will certainly lose on someone else's territory. Your ideas are your potential. Which this right here sounds like a fortune cookie. I love that. Your ideas are your potential. So they were picked. If you want to see some of the other ones, check out the tweets. Obviously, they're going to be very wordy, so I'm not going to go into those because there's no images. But we have Barsic Stories here. They've hidden their subscriber count. It looks like they are a YouTube Shorts animation channel, judging by the length of the videos, the Shorts logo, and the animated cat that appears in just about every video. What are we thinking? Let's start with Alan. We haven't heard from Alan in a while.
They're quite colourful. I like those. You've got your border on the top, 2, 3, 4. So if against the white background version of YouTube, it would stand out a little bit. The only difference is I don't know what 2, 3, 4 means. You've got the obsession of the cat and a watermelon. Okay, there seems to be a recurring theme, but they are churning out content fairly quickly, which is good. I've said this before. At the end of the day, that's the first fight, is having the momentum, the willingness, the motivation to keep creating content. Do you need to put the Shorts logo in the thumbnail when YouTube actually adds a short logo on mobile phones for you? It's just I don't know what the cat's doing. Maybe that's just I'm a dad of 2 kids. Maybe my brain's fried, and there's not something that immediately jumps out. The advantage there is that it's any language, and it's obviously kid focused. Kids are more likely to focus on cat, strawberry, watermelon, and it's going to grab them. I don't think you need to be scared of hiding your subscriber count number. Like, everybody has a journey, be proud of it. That's 68 people, right? Which, by the way, that's the way that you can work your way through the sub count. You click onto the video and have a look at the idea, like the avatar at the bottom. 68 people, that's a large busload of people. If 68 people walked into your bedroom, 1, it's weird, and 2, it's a very crammed bedroom. So be proud of those 68 people.
Did they just unhide it? Is that what happened?
I'm guessing they're watching the live stream.
well, there you go.
In that case, some very promising signs here for a channel that's, how old? Is it about a month old?
Yeah.
If the first video is getting 500 plus views, that's really promising. It's an animation channel, and we know animation channels can really struggle to begin with, especially when it's their own animations or characters. But the benefit is that once this channel has a bit of traction, then they're never going to have to worry about, relying off of somebody else's intellectual property if it's their own. If we can develop this character. It looked to me when we saw one of the shorts, Dan, that it was very much aimed at kids. It felt like a video for kids. So I don't know if that's going to be a potential challenge and question in terms of monetization, but if it's shorts, I guess that doesn't really matter either. I'm in agreement with Alan in the sense of, do you need these shorts thumbnails, as attractive as they look? Not many people are going to see them unless the traffic source is shorts and other traffic sources as well. But yeah, very consistent views, and we've got one here with over 1,000 views. Is there more that we could do with the chewing gum machine, perhaps, as a bit of a follow-up there?
I think I see the problem, actually. Not problem, but I think I see why this one did so well, whereas the others are not. And the theme with the other videos seemed to be more of the creator telling a personal story, right? Whereas this one is telling, I think, a wider audience the secret of chewing gum machine. So that this is more welcoming, because I may not know who you are as a creator, but I'm willing to hear the secret. What is the secret of the chewing gum machine? I got to know, and a lot of people had to know. There's intrigue there. Whereas when the next one, I ate this for the first time, we don't know what this is, and we don't know who you are. And I'm not trying to be offensive there. It's just the fact of the matter, because you're trying to attract new people to the channel. So that would be where I would start. Can you frame these same exact videos for more people who may not know who you are yet?
They've also started off with both short form and long form content, and they're both getting a similar number of views, which is interesting. There's usually quite a discrepancy. So it might be interesting to know what the traffic sources are for the shorts, as in, are they getting traffic from outside of shorts, which would be very encouraging as well, because potentially then they could pivot to landscape content, even if it is shorts. But yeah, I'd say for a channel that's a month old, He's over 50 subscribers, one video over 1,000 views. The thumbnails are of a very high standard already. It's an animation channel, and the animation looks of a high quality as well. Thumbs up from me.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to the next channel. I believe this is our last pre-selected channel as we start getting into the second half of the live stream. And it is Craig on Cars, which is a name I really like. It's kind of familiar. I don't know if we've done this channel in the past, but even if we did, I think it's worth revisiting. I'm on the homepage right now. It looks like they're taking advantage of playlists, which we have not talked about today. But they put a lot of detail into their playlist, which is what we would advise. Give people, this is all searchable, so give people a good blurb about what they're going to see if they were to stick out this whole playlist. And it looks like they're on, just a couple different cars. Let's go into videos, though. So their last video was from a month ago, which is kind of a shame to see. Who would like to go first?
Well, so I'll quickly go first and say, whenever we see something like this now, or whenever we see a pattern that's a fundamental question that needs to be answered, this creator needs to commit to consistency. And what I mean by that is, from whatever else we say, we would like you to do at least a video every month. Is that what it looks as if it's actually one video a month, doesn't it? Actually, looking at their consistency. It looks like monthly. So maybe they are due to bring one out very, very soon. In which case, you are still consistent. But that's the immediate thing, isn't it? You're seeing a channel that publishes once a month. Is that going to be enough for a smaller channel? I mean, the view counts are good, though.
Yeah. Let's look at the most popular here. And it looks like 23,000 views a year ago.
Nice.
The Daimler Double Six, the most elegant V12 something. It looks like they put a lot of effort into this video because, it's about 12 minutes long, and I feel like I'm going to learn a lot about this car.
I like the 5 things I hate and 5 things I love. What I don't like, I like the idea of them. What I don't like is the fact that instead of it saying Craig's on Cars, it should say 5 things I hate and 5 things I love in the thumbnail. Yep. To like really get your attention, because even without it, they still managed to pull some traction. But I think they could have done way more and reached more people in the Volkswagen community, because that's a huge community, and it could have reached more of them had the thumbnail had a bit more punch to it.
Yeah, I would
element of emotion as well. Why hate? Why love? Because otherwise it's it's a GTI. Okay, good. Scroll. Rather than why such a polarizing view, rather than it's kind of middle of the, at least you commit to the idea of what you're trying to deliver.
A lot of data in just these top performing videos, and they're not even like from that long ago. So I would be picking these apart left and right. And Jeff, you touched on it, but I think we should abandon completely the Craig on Cars logo in the corner of every thumbnail. It takes up a lot of space.
Yep.
And I think that's valuable real estate, that if you're going to put any text on it at all, you could be like, if I know you're not, this isn't what you're doing, but going back to prices, like if you were trying to sell these cars, right? If you were focused on new cars, you might put like the MSRP there in the corner instead of Craig on Cars. Like, is there anything really interesting about the car in like a word or two that you could replace Craig on Cars with? Because this right here, this logo that you have appears under all of your videos already when people are searching for you on YouTube. It's not really needed in the thumbnail, and there's more opportunities while you're doing your video to kind of brand yourself and brand the content as well in creative ways.
One thing I did notice is you've nailed the branding within reason. You've got your header banner, which is good. You've got your links, including the first subscribe link. But the one thing you've failed to nail is if you go to the homepage, you don't seem to have a trailer. It's one of the first things. It's one of the first things I always insist on my clients doing. Try and make it under a minute. Make sure that you're able to explain what you can do to anybody in under a minute. Because if you can't explain it to somebody, what I call an elevator pitch, in that 30, 40 seconds, then maybe your idea isn't as solid in your own head. Hi, I'm Alan. I'm a YouTube educator. I'm here to help you. Hi, I'm Craig. I deep dive into every facet of whatever classic car. If it takes you more than a minute, you need to try and figure out what your audience will get from you, not what you are trying to directly rammed down their throat, so to speak.
Can I just add a caveat on the branding question and the logos? Because in principle, I agree with what we're saying here in that perhaps this logo does take up too much of a thumbnail. But that is just like the general advice. So what I would stress to the creator, and this is with really anything that we suggest or any other educator suggests, is that this is an alternative approach that generally tends to work. In other words, removing the branding. But for your channel, it might not work. It might be better that you have this branding on, because I think the branding here is actually not too bad, because I think the thumbnails are of a good quality. So just remember that when you test without branding, and if you suddenly see a big decline in the click-through rate, then for your particular channel, maybe it does need that branding. And these are the kind of things I always forget to mention when I'm hosting, because my head is so full of things. So I just wanted to add that as a bit of a caveat there.
I completely agree.
Because if you look at some of these, like the really good images of cars, but then there's nothing else there, like an arrow or like text. So sometimes I think you just see a nice image of a car and then you see the branding. Oh, like, I know it's Craig on cars. I've seen him before. I can trust his content. It's just an alternative thought. I'm not disagreeing with anyone necessarily there.
No, you're right. I think that should be a caveat of the whole live stream. I think the advice we give should be tested first and committed to later. And that I think would be the best way to approach this as any creator, because yes, what we say might not be working is just our general sense. You just never know. When you take that branding off, it might do something.
Yeah, as I was watching in the background, I think we were talking about text on thumbnails, and I was thinking, well, you know what? On Jeff's channel, he does use text on his thumbnails quite a lot, in a very intentional way. And for some channels, having some text on, and you should, with a thumbnail preview tool where I showed you, where Dan, I think you were showing the monetization requirements. I think it was very important to have the text on there because it certainly added something. But yeah, I'm just starting arguments for no reason whatsoever.
But it wasn't like this all the time, because I've gone through thumbnail evolution, and if you scroll down further, there was a point in time where I was avoiding text because I was testing, and at the time it was working better, but after a while it wasn't. So once again, now just to be fair, not everybody has to do like me. Don't do like me. But I make 6 thumbnails for every video. And it's with text, without text, with color, without color, and different angles. So I do this for every video. And then I start with the one that I think is the strongest. But if I see signals that it's not working well, then I will make changes as needed. And I want to have those thumbnails ready to go. Like you see here, the LG one, that one originally had text and it was underperforming. So I swapped it and it did better. So that's one of the ones that end up, or even like this JLab one with no text, the KZ one with no text. So you see that it's usually just, if it works, then I'll swap it. If it doesn't work, I'll swap it. So it just depends on the video and how it performs.
Yeah.
I think what we're saying here is that back to our hero channel, their thumbnails are already of a fairly good standard, aren't they? So we're just thinking of ways to tweak it to make it perhaps look a little better.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go. And they are using some impact text. That's what I call that. Rust project.
Yeah.
So,
see, that's where I think that text is actually not used very well.
Right. I don't know what it means, but maybe the community does. But then again, it's hard to read.
Yes. Yeah. It's just not text that's used very well.
Yeah. And then part 5, I always say to avoid part numbers. And this is only because, again, I want every one of your videos to attract somebody who's never seen your channel before. And I don't want them to think, oh, I missed the other 4 parts and I'm not going to commit to that amount of time.
Yeah. Does this suggest there's 40 minutes worth of content that I need to watch beforehand to understand what's rusting and why?
Exactly. All right. So we are up to the top of the hour-ish, a little bit over, and we have our shout outs for the day. Rob, let's start with you.
All right.
Who are we shouting out?
Let's say hello to Sturge. I have to read it that way. I feel they are a Clash of Clans channel. Does Clash of Clans still exist? Wow.
Yes, sir.
I think it's like over a decade old now, is it? I do believe. So this channel looks to be doing tutorials that have been done on Clash of Clans for over a decade. Now, I say that in kind of the sense that there's probably already a lot of videos similar to this. So it's a very competitive area, but look at the view counts. They're really steady. We're into the thousands. Maybe this is a channel that's stuck to Clash of Clans while many other creators have abandoned this game for others. And to be honest, they're kicking ass. They're doing lots of top 10s, listicle stuff. I think they're trying to take the gamer through the journey of the entire game, you know, from level 1 to level 10. So all thumbs up here from me. Very healthy views for a channel with nearly 6,000 subscribers. And that is Sturge.
Alan, who's next?
We have Wave Wasters, which is an incredibly intriguing title. They're looking how to wow.
These
DIY
are
surfboard.
funky thumbnails.
Yeah, they're zoomed in really well. They've clearly got DIY knowledge. They're making fins for surfboards. I'm assuming.
Surfboards.
Which, once again, I'm not in the niche at all. So if I can immediately understand in your thumbnail what it is when I'm completely outside of the niche, then you've done your job in that thumbnail. That I can go, okay, fins for a surfboard, and they're very eye-catching. You can see here where it's working quite well with the impact text. Twin fin, cedar side bites, mini wing fins. Yeah, they're very visual. The only ones that I would struggle with myself is the Wave Wasters next to the R2D2, and the ones underneath, episode 5, episode 6. Once again, the same kind of thing there, where it's a nice looking picture, but why am I having to guess what that would entail? Why am I jumping in there at that point, especially if I'm wanting to commit to a 48-minute video on one of those? But yeah, no, very, very appealing thumbnails, very impactful, and the text is used very well. And if there isn't text, you know exactly what it's about. For example, third video from top, reviewing my Swiss cheese fin. He's got the fin, it's in his hand. You know exactly what it's about without needing to smother the thumbnail with too much text.
I've just got a quick question. Like, do you think just looking at these thumbnails, these fin ones, in isolation, would you be able to work out what the video is about? I mean, they look really cool, but at the same time, I'm a little worried that they're a bit too obscure. Like if you scroll down a little more, Dan, the one on the left-hand side looks like waffles that I'd have for breakfast. And I guess they are Swiss cheese surfboard fins, but sometimes I wonder if these would benefit from text. We've tested that a little bit on some of them.
Even if it was, I think, a picture of one fin and then a side-by-side. So you had a fin and then the screen kind of split in the middle, and then like the surfboard or something bigger to give it more context. Because yeah, it looks like it hasn't slowed them down in cases like 8 months ago. Like we have this video here with almost 4,000 views. Yeah. So, and same kind of issue. So it's worth testing though. And I think the other thing we could say about this channel is the last video was a month ago. So it is about time to get back at it. But these are shout outs. We need to move on to the next one. Jeff, who are we saying hello to?
We've got Furyland. So latest mobile games and review. Once again, we've got our subscriber counts hidden. So no idea where they're at in their journey at this time. And looks like obviously it's a gaming channel, but I personally don't know what game they are playing. Maybe Dan can help me there. Or they're playing multiple games.
I would say multiple horror games.
Yeah.
And I saw mobile in one part of the latest mobile games review. So they're reviewing mobile games, and it looks like they're sticking to kind of the horror genre.
Interesting. Yeah. And then we've got a Euro Truck Simulator thrown in there out of nowhere.
So maybe not.
Okay. That's all right, man. Hey, enjoy your games, man. Just remember that you don't have to play them all and show them on your channel. If it's something where it's completely left, like Goat Simulator, but you're normally playing, your horror games, play that on the side, but maybe not record it. So
it feels like a Marvel universe channel reviewing Driving Miss Daisy for some reason.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. You're kind of going left. It's like me, if as much as I love air fryers, I'm not going to put an air fryer review on my headphone channel. So that's just, I'm not going to do it. I love them, but I'll start a whole separate channel for that if I need to.
Have you started your Segway review channel yet?
Not
Jeff?
yet.
No?
Not yet. I'm still looking for a sponsor, sir.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say is that it doesn't look like they're doing mobile game reviews. It looks like they're just playing games. I don't even know if these are mobile games or not. It might be time to rethink this value proposition you have here. And again, not even if you're not worried about people even seeing it, it's for you. What is your channel about? And if you can't identify that, that's the first thing you should be going, and doing.
Dan, very
yes.
very quickly, lowest common denominator, sort by most popular. Is there a get one game more than any of us? So they should be focusing on that game.
Yeah.
Death Park 2.
It looks like they had their final episode and things like that. Are there any hidden secrets? Are there anything like this got a lot of views, which means a lot of people are interested. So you've played through the game. What can you do now with it, though? Can it be some kind of platform to make all kinds of weird content with?
Or tutorials. I mean, if that was all the Let's Plays, now show people how you completed the game.
Yep. Any secrets, anything at all, for shorter form content to kind of, keep these people who play this game themselves engaged.
I would also have a look at the title of the videos. Although the videos did really well, it screams of keyword spam. Death Park 2, horror, game, episode 1, mobile. I wouldn't, if I don't know the game exists, I'm not searching horror /game /episode 1.
Yeah.
What's going to make me go, oh, that's quite curious and make me fall into it? There's 4 thumbnails there that are identical. How do I know that they're any different? So yeah, maybe Death Park. I don't know. Today we die, or we're going to climb this mountain, or in this tell me what specific in that episode is the thing that's pulling me in, and then you don't even have to put the episode number. Defeating, I don't know, or it happens to be a specific proposition that pulls you in, and then Death Park 2, horror game, episode 1, mobile. Those are all things that can go in tags or descriptions, or you place them in a playlist to pull them through. Otherwise, those could be 4 identical videos that are only just 5 or 6 minutes between each other. There's just nothing specifically defining that would make me jump in, not knowing them at all.
Hey, Alan, I've got a question. Why does your wallpaper look like a Mac OS wallpaper?
Why does my wallpaper?
Yeah, your lights.
That's because I use one of these, and I finally figured out how not to blend the colors into a weird purple color, and now you've ruined it.
Yep,
and
that was my plan. All right, so while Alan's sorting out that done,
I've switched them. Damn it!
Got lighting issues today.
Chaos is a ladder.
He's just jealous that I'm in control of 3 lights and he can't master 1.
This one, yeah, that is true.
I should join in the fun, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Just have a rave. Come on, Dad, it's time for you to turn on your hues. Go for it.
Go on.
So
yeah, when Dan turns off his lights, it looks like the villain from Inspector Gadget. And it's working a bit more now these days, Dan.
I've changed some settings.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Once again, a reference that's 15 to 20 years old. Well done, Rob.
Caption Guru.
We'll get them. It's fine.
We got to get through these last 3 shout-outs. I'm going to say hello to Caption Guru, your one-stop shop for all things captions, for all captions, which is an interesting value proposition. I want to understand this content more. I feel like it's somebody teaching you how to use captions in different ways on different platforms, kind of like a creator advice channel, maybe, but specifically for captions. But
Savage captions, eh? Where's Savage these days? It says Savage captions for guys.
Oh, I see.
I'm wondering if this is a bit too niche.
Yeah, that is how I'm feeling as well.
Go to the about section. Let's try and work out if this channel is literally about how to make captions better.
I think it's more of a case of, when you get an Instagram picture and then underneath there's like a line of text that says "go and get it" or whatever. Captions as in more of like meme stuff rather than captions as in subtitles. Stuff that you would have had posted on Tumblr over the course of years.
Yeah, I think maybe either there's a whole niche here we're not understanding,
There you go.
Or
Captions about self-love. So it may be like, be kind, be good to yourself, have a good day. Captions about savage captions about guys, you know. So I think it's more motivational phrases.
Oh,
yeah. So
Right.
I might be pitching these a little bit differently if it were me. Good captions for Instagram. I guess it's just a series of things you can put on your Instagram, and they're just trying to provide people a little more content. It's a really interesting concept. I know we're not going to audit the whole channel right now, but yeah, I would do a little bit of research into other people kind of this must have been inspired by somebody, and I might kind of look around to see what others have done to see what's missing here.
Do we need to maybe re-pitch the channel as how to get more followers through through certain types of captions? Because I just don't imagine anybody's searching for best Instagram captions or what SEO would this generally fall under?
Or inspirational quotes or quote guru, Instagram quotes.
yeah. I would say quotes, not captions, because captions make you think of closed captions.
See, this is kind of what I'm imagining. How to write Instagram captions that get you more clicks, I assume. This is a channel that doesn't just cover Instagram captions. They cover all kinds of things.
Mhm.
And you know, that I think if I type in Instagram captions, yeah, this is what I would expect to kind of find. Doing a whole channel on it is a very interesting concept, but you have to keep in mind like the type of videos that are coming up when people are looking for Instagram captions.
So if you look at all of these titles here, like captions is part of the title, but it's all centered around more attention, more clicks, more followers. You know, what's the end result of these captions rather than just if we go back to the hero channel, let's just have a quick look at these again. So captions you almost have for Instagram, sarcastic captions for Instagram. There's no, I guess, reward based titling there.
Right. So a lot here to think about, but you are getting some views. You post a lot of content, which is good to see. I might even go in if you have some ideas already, as just based on what we've said. You've only posted these a day or so ago, so kind of re-pitch these videos a little bit. They might have some life left in them, and you know, as you're working on your next ones, keep testing different combinations of titles and thumbnails. All right, Rob, I think you're next.
Sure. Lopez 1227 Gaming. I will not remember your name by the end of this live stream. I'm just being honest. You are an Apex channel, and let's see what type of videos you're doing. It looks like you're doing things I did in this game, and aren't they exciting? I don't mean that in a condescending way. It's just that's the type of content it looks like you're doing. Entertainment stuff, let's play with me almost, and that can just always be a struggle as a smaller channel in a big gaming community standing out. You do have this one standout video here, which has 3,500 views. My guess would be that is a shorts because it's video length. Yes, I will be right. I think there's also some more there, Dan, like another one here with 700 views. That looks like a short as well. So the shorts that you are making are performing well, but it looks like you're not able to transition into long form content with that strategy just yet. So maybe what I'm thinking here is that you continue to do your shorts, but then any long form content, just to begin with, just as a test, maybe make it 1.5 minutes or just over a minute, just to test closer video lengths, because it looks as if your audience cannot adapt from 20 seconds to 10-minute plus right now.
Yeah. All right, and last one. Who's next? I forgot what order we were going in.
I think.
Have you done one yet, Dan?
Yeah, I did one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caption Guru.
Right.
Was it Jeff?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. Who are we saying?
So what do we got? Pandalax, which is an interesting name. I'm not sure what that means or who that would mean anything to, but I do like the fact that it is a one-word name. It will make it a little bit easier to remember. So I do like that about it. Now, I'm also not sure what exactly is happening on this channel. Let's see here. Hijacker, debut, road to 96 to 100%.
Spiky view counts due to a lack of focus, it looks like to me.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit more channel focus never hurts in gaming.
seemed to be a completionist channel. Darkwood 100%, Loop Hero 100%,
Yeah.
Mass Effect 100%. So maybe pitch the branding along that lines that, you know, we are gamers that like there is a channel out there called The Completionist that does pretty much something similar. They will introduce the idea of a game, they will review the game whilst talking about how they go through the gameplay. So maybe make sure that the branding is them aware that you're going out your way to complete games or review games. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, you've got the 100% in the thumbnail.
They're not always pitched, I think, the right way. Like I would have done for this one, how to 100% I expect to die. Instead of I expect to die base game, like you barely get to 100% and then it truncates. So little things like that might help.
I'm seeing a trend on Mass Effect, Dan. Again, just sort of by most popular. Maybe not then. These were from a little while ago.
Yeah.
Got Married in Skyrim. That's a very specific how to. Half-Life 100. So they're kind of mixing a few tutorials with a few completions, trophy guides. So that they're still how-tos, but yes, they're jumping from topic to topic. Within that 24-minute Skyrim video 100% to achieve all of the trophies, there's possibly 30 trophies there. There's possibly 30 videos that you could make there. How to get that trophy in Skyrim, and then you title it individually. I mean, I'm a Destiny gamer. I've put myself for abuse for like nearly 10 years to try and go through the ups and downs of that, but I would still go back to try and achieve triumphs and quests and stuff like that. Jumping between them might cause a problem.
I would definitely, at the very least, be focused on one game for a series, like for a time, rather than I clicked on oldest, rather than doing Road 96, Prolific Popper Achievement, and Black Mesa. So you're kind of switching between Mass Effect and Black Mesa, and then Road 96. So you're bouncing between all these games, and it's gonna if I'm somebody who's trying to 100% Mass Effect, and you're gonna tell me how to get these certain trophies, and then the next video from like the next week, I waited a whole week, and it's a game that I'm not playing.
Yep.
So I would try to at least stay consistent for periods of time, and then once you feel like you've finally exhausted that game, that would be the time to finally pivot the content.
Also, try and lean it into your branding at the top, because it's great that you've got Steam and Twitch and Facebook and stuff like that, but all I know is your name, Pandalax, and that's it. There's no value proposition. It makes me think of other lax-based things rather than maybe the concept of your channel.
So we have about 35 minutes left to, audit some random channels in a segment we like to call... It's the Claw. It's back.
So good. So good.
The Claw.
Dan, I noticed as well when that was on, Dan, that video. When we see it again, just keep an eye on Travis, because he just has a deadpan look on his face, and he looks like he's playing video games, which we often joke about while he's at work. In fact, Dan, if you want, play the first 5 seconds of it, and everybody just watch in the bottom left-hand corner and see what he's doing.
Oh, I love Travis.
Whoever sent in that tweet of him, there's just amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well, in any case, you've all been submitting your channels for review. We have the channels that are not gaming channels, 253 of those. And then for gaming channels, we have 265 gaming channels. So we have over 500 channels to get through. And not a lot of time to do it. So what we're going to do is go into our random number.
You make it sound like we're doing all of them here, Dan.
Absolutely.
I didn't sign up for this, sir.
Settle in. If you all need bathroom breaks, you can rotate one at a time.
But yeah, this is why I've been held hostage. I've got to go through all 500 channels.
So we're going to go ahead and pick the first channel, which will be a non-gaming channel. and that'll be number 106. So what we do is we go onto our form, type in 106, see what pops up, and it looks like it's Cyber Coder, which sounds kind of familiar, to be perfectly
Rob.
honest.
Yes.
Since Dan is in charge of the Claw, does that make him Dr. Claw?
Yeah, it does.
So Cyber Coder has 325 subscribers. Now, they are not a gaming channel, but they are a coder, and it does look like they make games. That's not the same thing. It's kind of interesting. Who wants to go first?
Well, Dan, I think you should do your weekly rant about updates and how they can really impact the channel.
To be fair, they don't have the community tab, and well, no. See, here's when this would have been appropriate. I think if you had taken a longer break than a week, it would have been a good time to do an update video. You know, like I'm back, and keep that short, sweet, to the point. You don't have the community tab, so you want to tell people about it. There is some precedent there, but sometimes when we see this, what we find is when we scroll down, there are more updates than there are other videos, but I'm not seeing that in this case, which is good. That's good.
I think you could just include an update within the video, you know, towards the end of the video, when you know you're still your core audience is watching, and so you can just like add that 4-minute update, maybe turn it into 2 minutes, and chuck it on at the end of one of the videos of value.
What I would have done, since it is a channel that's kind of in its infancy here, and they get consistent views, they have a loyal audience in there. What I would have done is whatever thing you were updating them about, just do the thing, right? So maybe the update's saying they're going to take a break for a long time. We don't really know, but let's assume that you're announcing, I'm going to pivot the channel. I'm going to kind of do it this way now. I would make the pivot and then pin a comment in that video, because you know their comments are where the kind of feedback is going to show up, and then pin a comment and say, I'm trying something new, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's my update. So instead of taking up a whole video, because as you can see, so it's 2 hours ago, it has 4 views. I would say in about a week's time, it's probably not going to have anywhere near the view counts of the videos that you're normally putting out, because a lot of people, this doesn't even look like it came from you, if that makes sense. People see this in the home feed and they're like, channel update for what, who, I'll watch that later. I don't know. So just kind of my PSA about update videos.
So going through, you've got the make tycoon game, make a tycoon game, make a tycoon game, all with pretty much the same thumbnails. You've got part 1, part 6, part 8. I don't even. Oh, it's a 7. That even proves my point, right? I can't read that at all. What are you doing specifically in that section? So, how to make a tycoon game today? Roller coasters. Tomorrow, physics. Then audience. Then monetary system, and then show the money making tycoon game. And then otherwise, they're all around about similar length. Once again, how do I know any difference if they show up in the feed on the right hand side? How do I know any difference? Yeah,
it'd be like if you wanted to look up a video editing tutorial, if you're us and you're just trying to learn a new trick in your video editor, and the YouTuber you found is like Premiere Pro tutorial part 27, and you cross your fingers and hope that part 27 covers J-cuts, but you just don't know. Yep. So you would want your tutorial to specifically be about a segment of Unity, and your audience might already know a lot about Unity, and they're just trying to pick up like 1 or 2 things from you.
These videos have done well in spite of themselves, though. I mean,
yes,
in terms of numbers.
Well,
and this may be that they're a good teacher.
Footage there, so I'm sure you could slice an hour's worth of tutorials into something, or combine. I've got one client that's done stupidly long videos and does really, really well. A complete guide to making a tycoon game, and it's an hour and whatever minutes long. At least they then understand complete, and then you put your timestamps in it for them to jump to relevant places. But you've got eight videos there, so you might as well split them up into branding and monetary system and physics and design and graphics, and then you could have stretched them out for longer. And then you can even do a compilation of all of them put together if they so wish as well. You give them the choice between the hour-long tutorial or 20 couple of minute tutorials.
I think while we're on the subject, we have to ask everybody, including chat, what is their favorite tycoon game?
I want to say mine is Parkitect.
I think mine would be roller coaster. No, Transport Tycoon. I think from the mid 90s. Had such good music for a PC game.
Am I so old that this has completely gone past me? I'm more of a SimCity person.
So the original or SimCity 2000?
Oh, 2000. Because you could hack the living squirrels out of that and just leave it to churn money out of misery. Turn the tax up, turn the tax down, go spend it on a load of stuff and do it over and over again. Yeah.
I've already told my story in the live stream, haven't I? How friends turned up just to play on SimCity 2000, didn't talk to me at all, and then went home for tea. And I just, yeah. All right, we'll move on then.
Yeah, Sim Tower was my game.
Sim Tower. I never got to play that one.
It was like you're in the inside of an apartment building. And you built out the inside of an apartment building and stuff. And it was old school, man. We used to play that on Windows 95 or Windows 98.
I would love that. I missed out on that.
And then you look at the new Vault style games. They're very similar. Just 20 years removed. Yeah.
So what I would say for this channel is that these videos did do well. For given all the flaws there, I would say the repeat titles and the repeat thumbnails, they still did well. I feel like they could have done a lot better. If there was this much interest in the generic title and thumbnail, there was probably even more interest out there to be grabbed. So you might think for your next one, what everything you learned from this series, and the next time you tackle a series on how to make a certain style of game, make the titles a little bit different. Make sure to draw attention to that specific lesson. Each lesson's probably contained. You probably have a focus for each video, so emphasize that focus, and that's going to bring a lot more value to each person who watches, and individual videos can grow on their own rather than relying on the past videos and their success. So just a lot there to improve from. And then I see like they went on a kind of a spree of all kinds of stuff, how to host a Minecraft server, all things kind of related to coding, right? A Discord bot, Python facts, things like that. But I think there's some value here in making different kinds of games. So can you niche down to just being the person who teaches how to make different styles of games? And also don't be afraid to lean on the kind of game you're inspired by. If it's Roller Coaster Tycoon, maybe you could have put a little plug somewhere in there, how to make a game like Roller Coaster Tycoon, or something to that effect.
Just want to do a quick shout out to my wife, who's currently memeing me by sending me those of me. So thank you very much. Dan, are we going to be looking on Twitter soon at the memes of the week? Let's do one more review. Let's do a gaming channel, and we'll have a look.
Okay, because
This is where we find out that your wife's about to win on Twitter.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for memeing me.
All right, so we're gonna pick a gaming channel. I'll go over here, and it will be channel number 222. And the channel name is Hobbies and Happiness. They said they're a gaming channel. Interesting name for a gaming channel. 87 subscribers. Okay, we're doing tabletop games.
I was holding out for a Warhammer channel, so let's see how this works out.
Here you go. Sink your teeth in. What are you seeing?
Nothing really at this point, but let's see. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I know what I'm saying is I was holding out for a different kind of a tabletop game, but this is interesting because they're doing Lord of the Rings, they're doing Prince John versus the Queen of Hearts, DC deck building, so Villainous. So I'm seeing that they're doing a bunch of different games, which in and itself is pretty cool because they're covering a couple of different niches. But I like what I'm seeing because this is a huge hobby for a lot of people who may not be familiar. Tabletop gaming is still a real thing, and it's a lot of fun. I would have probably would have been better for Travis. I think he is more of a tabletop enthusiast than myself. I like watching. I'm not big on playing it myself, but this is pretty interesting. And I like the thumbnail evolution because some of these older ones with that peach background, I'm not feeling it, but that kind of, it almost looks like a tabletop with the wood background. I kind of see what they're doing. I see what you're doing there.
I would say that the thumbnails in themselves are good, but I don't get any immediate association with board games. So just looking at the thumbnails, instinctively I'm saying I'm not sure if I'm in the right place.
Yeah, that is a definite. I like the way these look, especially the podcast ones, but it doesn't. It's not screaming tabletop game to me, or podcast or anything like that. The other thing I'll say, by the way, like hour-long podcasts, while you can use YouTube to host your podcast, I would also be taking some time to clip moments from your podcast and see if you could turn those into their own individual videos. And that will drive more attention to the channel and the podcast itself. So take a moment where you and your co-host are talking about something and, kind of listen to it and go, oh, I could slap a title on this and make this its own little 1-minute video.
Yep.
Even for shorts, if you're trying to experiment with shorts.
Who do you think should be the heroes of a thumbnail? Should it be the hosts of a podcast or the characters that they're talking about? Because is it like famous board game characters versus content?
Yeah. The thumbnails on those last two are too busy because you've got the guys with the characters in front of them. Like, listen, man, we need to pick here. So I would remove yourselves from that thumbnail and just have Gaston and Pete, because that's what's going to get people to click. Unless you in and of yourself are famous enough to get that click, then I would remove yourself from that thumbnail.
Look, I'd say, Dan, if you just go back up again, I think that's a combination of a perfect thumbnail and a perfect video length. Because, when you were saying, you always use this analogy where you wanted to learn how to play a board game and you had no interest in looking at a video that was 20 minutes long. You just want to know how to do it straight away. And just a setting of that thumbnail in terms of a person's almost got into costume. You can see that their hands are on a box, and then you can see cards on a table. Like seeing that video thumbnail, within 3 seconds, I know I'm in the right place if I want to learn how to play Disney's Villainous.
Yeah. And I know that they're not teaching how to play, but that's kind of they're still adjacent to those folks. So you're trying to offer a different perspective, but that's kind of what you're competing with in terms of thumbnail quality. And it looks like they have, honestly, a high production value here. Hopefully this loads. I wanted to see this. Look at the studio they're in. Like this would be, I think, easy for them if they wanted to up their thumbnail game. They've put a lot of work into that studio. It looks amazing, and I think they could do a lot if they wanted to kind of change these up. Because right now they're very templated, and I think they're holding the channel back. They
are. They did say in the chat that they are clipping their videos for social channels and stuff.
Oh,
too.
Good. I mean, there are shorts. YouTube Shorts is a thing too. You can make them square or vertical. You could try that. But yeah, I've seen a lot of podcast channels have success where their podcast is there, but they also rip parts of it, and they don't say, "Oh, clip from episode 23. This happens." Instead, it's just treated as its very own video, and then maybe at the end of the video, a little card pops up like "Listen to the full podcast here" or something like that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm seeing a strong focus on the channel. They're approaching 100 subscribers and high production quality in their videos. So I do think they're headed for good things. It's just time to level some stuff up.
Yep.
Is this their main platform? That's my only question. Obviously, if they're pushing to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, there's no subscribe link up there. I'm assuming brand identity exists on other platforms. Or they launched in multiple platforms at the same time and there isn't a core main platform focus. The reason I highlight as an issue is that if you're going to grow 5 platforms at the same time, you have to run 5 times as hard in 5 different places. Whereas if you focus on one platform and then you push everyone into that platform, then that platform will grow. Alternatively, if your Facebook is huge, for example, and then you're trying to push them from Facebook over, then you need to consider the difference between your Facebook audience and a more casual, new YouTube audience. But if you're trying to grow 5 places at 5 times, that could run you ragged. What's your more direct focus with your audience? Where are they consuming you the most? Via audience retention, via engagement, and then try and lean into that, focus inwards. Because if you keep pushing people off the platform, YouTube starts to get a little bit narky with you.
So that is hobbies and happiness. Now I know we want to look at the Twitter. What?
Impressive beards. That was my final thought.
I'm going to pull this up in the background because I did not prepare for the memes of the week here. But Rob challenged you to meme him earlier. And
I just want to say, Dan, excellent job hosting. Actually, you do a good job. Everything's flowing nicely. It all looks as if it's been taken care of. So just round of applause for you, Dan. Anybody in the chat want to say well done as well? You're doing a sterling job.
How many people
like a
are
trap.
watching? Is Rob retiring?
We're down 50, so I'm retiring. So that's why I'm saying Dan's doing an excellent job.
All right, thanks. Well, let's see. We do have some memes here of the week, if you will. I like pizza. There.
That's a good
Rob
one.
isn't traveling. He's just improved his setup.
So true.
We may need to audit that. This is great.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Look, here's Jonk. Jonk's got to work already.
I don't think I have the sound.
Yeah, so you have
here.
to stop sharing, reshare it, etc., etc. All that jazz.
Okay. Stand by.
Good old junk.
This could get echoey. All right. Oh wait, there's no option to. Oh, I have to share the entire screen to share audio.
You got to share. I think it's the window or the entire screen.
It's
but
the
but
screen
not
in
the
this
tab.
case.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll cut it out after. Okay.
Thank God you're not here this week. I am ill and dying.
Perfect opportunity for memes of the week.
He's gone broke, not monetizing the videos. That was a bad mistake. Now he's had to downgrade to a kid's bedroom. Rob, I'll do a full savage on you soon. Man, I did learn from the best. From El Jelly, Heffy.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Gotta love junk.
El Jelly, hey.
Old jelly, I love it.
Thanks, Jonk, as always. We're not going to audit your channel. You don't need it.
No, Jonk's already famous.
Yeah, junk's super famous.
Yeah, Jonk does not need our help.
Oh my god, what have I done to I've forgotten her name now.
Greta Thunberg?
Greta
Yeah,
Thunberg,
Greta.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. 27%.
Every apology video starts. That's clever. No,
Very good, very good.
I like that one, Trapper. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is that your lot? Yeah, not bad efforts.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to do one with a gun to my head. I found that one quite entertaining. Yeah, just because of a smile. Oh, we've done Fort Nick Jim before.
Oh, we have.
Mm-hmm.
Probably recently too, right?
I don't know about recently.
Let's see. I do recognize it, but yeah, let's very quickly here then. Kind of interesting how they have a short here that just says hold up. 31 seconds long.
Shorts, yeah.
Yeah. 1.8K views. So obviously something going on there that people like. Then we're trying live streams, which actually do get a pretty decent amount of
look
views.
at that, like hundreds of views for a live stream.
Yeah.
When some videos on demands are getting less than 100 views, that's promising.
Yeah, 504 your latest stream. Like extra effort here on the thumbnail, and then we got 504 views from the other day, which means most of that's from the stream.
Fortnite fashion show, just sort by most popular. Isn't that his unique selling point? Fortnite fashion show.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
So
8 months ago.
Perhaps more video on demand content related around these fashion shows. I guess it's just parading around different skins in the game.
Yeah, probably. And I mean, there could be a community aspect to that as well, where you're inviting other people to show off the different skins they're rocking and things like that, which would really get people involved and excited. So yeah, there could be something there for you. Your channel could be the Fortnite fashion, show channel. That could be a whole YouTube channel. I mean, look at El Jefe. El Jefe has a headphone channel. That's a compliment, by the way. Hopefully it didn't sound like a dig.
Just whenever you say it now, I think of El Jelly. That's always going to be.
That's right. It's El Jelly Reviews, man.
El Jelly Reviews.
That's right.
Do this one as well. Yeah, I like. Oh, we don't know. I like pizza before.
I don't know.
He's in a chat all the time. It's another Fortnite channel.
Thanks for 30,000 views.
Wait, I like pizza is not a pizza channel?
That's a jolly good point, that Jelly.
With the cake as a thumbnail.
Oh, he's been influenced by Leron there, definitely.
That really was. Blame Leron for all of this.
I'm going to guess it's a meme channel then, right?
Broke my heart is what he did.
Yeah,
it looks like he's doing that thing. Maybe he's doing it on purpose, Dan, where he's recording the screen through a mobile phone to trigger you.
maybe. Yeah, it could be.
Make hot
They're
chocolate,
making.
how to make a drink.
Yeah, they're
Just
making.
random.
They're making some drinks here. It is very random, but it's like they're getting views. I think
Yeah.
I would still say, what's the goal with the channel? Is it just to make random shorts that get views and you're happy, or would you like to grow it to a point where you can do long form content? And if that's the case, then I think it's going to take a lot more focus, even if it's still the similar kind of content where you meme things or you do random little things or you're checking out cool little tricks in Fortnite, whatever it might be. You can definitely be I like pizza, and you could definitely have the chocolate cake. It all kind of fits with the theme, but the ultimate goal is what I would be questioning.
Commit to consistency. There's a big break here of like 2 weeks when it didn't do anything.
There's some reasoning behind that.
Oh, I should have paid attention to that update, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you gotta use that. Gotta watch those update videos.
Sorry, Alan, I may have cut you off, Ed. Were you wanting to?
I sense an age gap here. I mean, I may be wrong. If I am entirely wrong, then fine. Shoot me on Twitter, like Rob. But that I've said that on a live stream. Just don't hunt me down. It's really weird. But if you are quite young, it's a good sign that you're willing to make content. You're willing to step on the internet. You're willing to put yourself out there and create content. The reason why I'm jumping to that is the recording TV, rather than you may be having a knowledge gap of not knowing that you might need a video capture card. You're making cups of tea, fine, and then you'll move into Fortnite, and then you move into this. Don't let anything like push you off a course. If you like creating these things and you feel that you're getting an enjoyment or an education through doing these things, keep going. And if you're not some young creator, then you've also achieved confusing me. But you're creating content, and that's always a great step. So many people, including myself, for 2-3 years, I was like, I'll start a channel. It's the creating that truly does form a channel. Because if you're just sat there doing nothing, those videos that you've had in your head don't exist until they're online. So yeah, keep going, see what does well, double down. But yes, there does seem to be a theme mismatch here, where it's Fortnite and cups of tea and Xboxing and football, right? How to open a door. Okay, fine. Once again, it could be a meme.
Part one, that's quite funny, actually. Click on, you've got me there. Click on it. Oh, the tension is unbearable. Oh, it's going to open. Where's part two? I want to see part two now.
Okay. We subscribed. We did not get it.
I feel as if I've been tricked and trolled.
Yeah.
It got us to click, though. But you are right, though, by the way, Alan. Well said on all of that. Good points.
All right. Should we do one more from Twitter here? Were you not? I kind of liked this one.
Yeah, go on then. I think we've done Trapper before as well. But we shall see. Yes, Slobbermonk. We've definitely done Slobbermonk before. This was a channel, I think, that was a game development channel that ties in popular creators.
They updated the thumbnail, though. We talked about this. I think I pointed to this specific one, or I was watching what you guys were doing. But yeah, this
cool thumbnail. That
it was not like this before. They updated it. Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Interesting.
I think it can't be easy to do game developer content. So I don't say this lightly, but I do think the gap between content is obviously going to slow you down. It's less shots at the target. It's just what that means. I made Mr. Beast a game with Unity and Blender. I wonder if this was something you sent his way.
Yeah.
To attempt to see maybe he'll retweet this. And it looks like a lot of work was put into it as well.
Great ideas.
Oh wow, I would play this. a lot of editing put into that. Like awesome content. I think maybe it's just a matter of doing more.
I think everybody in the live stream should spam Mr. Beast now and say that Slobbermonk has made him a game.
Ooh,
that Ooh. You said it, not me.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thank you for your memes of Rob. Feel free to keep sending them. I don't think we're going back to those, but maybe they'll end up in memes of the week. Maybe. I guess I can't hold you to that, Rob.
Yeah, I can't be bothered doing it next week.
Maybe we like memes of the month, like when you finally have the time again.
Maybe
you pick like the very best ones from.
if I'm able to escape my hostage room, yeah.
All right, let me put this up to 280. I think we're picking a non-gaming channel. I think we've done some gaming channels for a bit there. McClaw says 83. Channel number 83. Oh, we already pre-selected, picked them. Okay, we'll spin again.
That just proves that sometimes it happens.
Sometimes lightning strikes twice.
Yeah.
213.
And then there are some people in the chat saying not being audited for 350 days. How frustrating must that be?
I don't know. The poll I took said that no one even wanted an audit anyway. So
Really?
All right. Backfired.
Maris the name.
Okay. The banner seems of a really high quality. It's really, really sharp. So is this like a reaction channel? I don't know what I'm looking at here.
Challenges I'm seeing as well. Kind of like a variety channel to a certain extent.
Okay. Twitch streamer getting angry at video games. So it looks like compilations, like because this would be a compilation of streamers getting angry at games, and then they're reacting to certain things as well.
Okay.
Celebrities doing the crate challenge, which is very dangerous, by the way.
Also known as Alan breaking his ankle and smashing his face into the floor.
Where's that?
Try this?
Where's this? Send me a link.
Yeah, be on one of my 3 channels or on alanspicer.com. So I've got to make that now, haven't I? Oh.
Alan was going to help and then just got stressed out. What are we seeing? Who wants to jump in?
I'm seeing good quality thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little busy at this point, but there's some quality there. What we're seeing is what we think is a reaction channel. And then beyond that, we're not really sure what the focus of those reactions are, which then starts to lead to what differentiates this channel to the tens of thousands of other reaction channels on YouTube. Not a criticism. It's just this creator maybe hasn't found their little pocket of influence on YouTube. I do see that we've got like hundreds of subscribers. So I'm wondering if one video went viral, Dan, because the views versus subscribers don't really match right now. So I'm seeing if we had a couple that went, oh, all right. So maybe the channel had a different had different content on there and they've deleted it. I'm just wondering how they've got 700 subscribers when the views don't tend to reflect that.
It could be the spiky views. I mean, they could have attracted a lot of different people over the course of a long time.
Go to the about section just to see it. What are the total channel views? Yeah, I don't think that really matches up.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, we're not trying to find like anything suspicious. It just looks like the channel has gone through different iterations of itself.
Right. So I think what we're saying here is channel focus. I think even though you're reacting to things, I think you're reacting in food and different things like that. So it's a British person reacting to like American foods. So it's a reaction channel, but it has a focus. It's very specific. So you always know what you're going to get, and the audience kind of builds over time. All right. We can go to the next one if you guys want. We have time for maybe 1 or 2 more. We can do a gaming channel.
I feel so more relaxed with Savage not in the stream.
Like he's ready to bust through the door like the cool man.
Yeah.
226. Zillion Radzi sounds really familiar to me. Usually Minecraft shorts, memes, and Let's Plays.
It's a memorable enough channel name to think we've looked at this channel before.
Okay.
Minecraft shorts.
Minecraft shorts,
look at that. 175,000 views. We'll take the credit for that if we've audited your channel before.
The most damage in Minecraft. See, and this is interesting too. because I feel like I've seen this one in my feed before, maybe because we have looked at this channel. I don't know. I've seen this video come up before.
I remember you talking about it. Like, it was an interesting video using a single tile in Minecraft.
Yeah, so they're trying to play Minecraft in one tile. So this is what I talk about when I talk about taking a game and using it as like a platform, a staging area for silliness. Like, that's what you're doing here. Minecraft has a goal. You could play for weeks and stock up and then go kill the Ender Dragon and watch the credits roll, or you can do literally whatever you want. And just because it's not Minecraft doesn't mean other games can do the same thing. You know, you can try to break the game. You could do all kinds of stuff. So this person's using Minecraft to make you laugh, and try interesting experiments, and it's paying off. It's paying off in a big way. I mean, I know it's shorts. I know you're going to see views where you're like, oh my goodness, I did it. I got 175,000 views. And then your next short, just a day later, doesn't hit that. And you're like, come on. You know what I mean? But that's how shorts be. You know, it's just multiple times trying to get that done. But is there something in here? Is there a theme in this somehow, some way that you can continue doubling down on maybe maximizing damage, or, you know, you're saying this is the most damage in Minecraft. What would it look like if it was the most sheep in Minecraft? You know what I mean? Like, can you try and target one part of that title and come up with a whole bunch of ideas around it, and then kind of go after that for maybe a few days or something?
You know how we spoke earlier on, Dan, about maybe to transition from shorts to longer form content, but keeping it relatively short. I'm wondering if an experiment might be the top 5 damage. You'd have to title this a better way, but the top 5 ways to get damage in Minecraft. But the video is like maybe 1 minute 20. So you can just experiment with a landscape video, but short form content to carry on the theme, as you say, but then test a different traffic source to shorts. Right. Unless you want to be shorts exclusively, in which case keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly. I mean, there may come a time where shorts become more monetizable, more sustainable in that way. So there might be every reason to stick to shorts. It looks like you have tried other things as well, but this recent thing, as of about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, where you've just gone all in on Minecraft shorts. It started off kind of slow, 100 views there, 400 views here, and then 15K. You did something kind of interesting and something you haven't seen before. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you start a gaming channel, it's still work. Video games are fun, but YouTube and production and coming up with ideas, the interesting things that people want to watch, that's work. It's gonna, and you thought of something that I've never seen anyone else do, and it paid off. So, unfortunately, it's not enough to just sit down and play Minecraft and get a bunch of views. You got to be doing something that brings value or laughs or amazement to the audience.
You've also got the Shorts Creator Fund.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's $100 million or something like that they're portioning it out to shorts creators that do particularly well within a specific month. So yes, you may not be able to directly monetize YouTube Shorts right now, but if you've got 174,000 views in 1 week, it could be on their radar. You never know. If you're able to consistently do those kind of things, you may be able to monetize through the power of shorts. But yeah, you need to think of maybe a long-term progression outside of that as well. I know that on my own personal crypto channel, I started with shorts and then introduced them to longer form content. And that's where I went from 0 subscribers to 7,000 or 8,000 subscribers within like 2 or 3 months. But that was me transitioning from shorts into long form to hook them for longer. Dialing the specific value proposition that short has, and then give more of that, because 174,000 people wanted to watch that, or rob 174,000 times over and over and over. So there is an audience there. You just need to see what pulled them in and kept them watching.
Yeah. So that is it for today's Channel Audit live stream. But don't forget, these are the last moments where you can take advantage of 3 months of Boost for 30% off. All the info you need down below. Click that link. If you're a first-time customer, though, you're not quite ready to commit to 3 months of Boost, you can download it for free for 30 days with an additional link down below. Alan, where can everybody find you?
I am at youtube.com/Alan Spicer if you want me to teach you everything about YouTube, if you need consulting, if you want random tutorials, if you want to go along with the journey of cryptocurrency with me, then it's youtube.com/CryptoRookie, in which I'm doing better a month on from the last time I was on here, because it seems to be going up. We'll see how that goes. Or you can check me out at alanspicer.com for 200 or 300 blog posts based on YouTube, growth, tutorials, business development, passive income building, and everything, really.
So are you in the green when it comes to cryptocurrency so far, Alan?
I'm about 25% up now.
Nice.
Based on my initial thing, and I'm pushing towards taking profit and pushing them into dividends for the next 2 to 3 years.
Very good. I'm still terrified by cryptocurrency. I don't want to go anywhere near it because I'll end up buying Gil or some currency in a video game, which I can't actually do anything with.
I thought maybe my brain is incorrect on remembering. I think someone within our former group that went to VidCon London had dabbled a little bit. Depends if they kept whatever they held around about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Because if they did, they would be about, I think it's 420% up on where it was when we went to London.
Oh my goodness.
So whoever that was, I can't remember who it was, but that's a very specific thing, but that's not helpful for the audience. I apologize.
Jeff, who would you like to say goodbye to?
Well, let's see. Let's say goodbye to I Like Pizza despite them breaking my heart. Let's also say goodbye to dear Dana. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And we've also got to say goodbye to Let's Talk Beats.
I will say goodbye to Calvin, the Rambling Rose, Zinzeris, and all of our mods. By the way, thank you for helping us out today. Luke's and the Utopia Experience. Alan, who'd you like to say bye to?
I'm going to say goodbye to Bazza Golf, Moosey, because that's an epic name, Solar Steel, and dear Dana.
All right, everybody. Rob, who would you like to say bye to? You're already clicking names.
I will say goodbye to that channel whose name I said I would forget 45 minutes ago. And I have forgotten that channel name. I remember the number. It was 1277, but I can't remember any other part of the channel.
Or is it 1227?
Well, maybe I can't even remember the number either. I'll say goodbye to Trevor's Minnesota North Star Adventures. Also, goodbye to Bazza Golf. I think we've already mentioned him. Team Wino, Sir Lee. And also, last and least today, goodbye to Skits.
Last and least.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for our Q&A session. I believe, hopefully I'm not wrong about this, we are joined by Emily Baker. She's a lawyer. And
is it first of the month?
Yeah, it is. So,
name drop. I was reading an article on the BBC, and her name cropped up in an article. I thought, I know somebody half famous.
So if you have questions, especially as it pertains to the legal aspects of YouTube, you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's conversation and Q&A. We'll see you there. Catch you later.
And I'm retiring.
And Rob's retiring.
150 people down. Whoa. Sorry, chaps.